Good day, liberators and fellow citizens of the world. Yes, if Muhammad doesn't want to go to the mountain must go to Muhammad. And this is what I'm now doing, because from the wonderful news that I've sent out this morning, very few people actually reacted to it. And it's not that it wasn't received by many, but it's just that people have become used to bad news and fear mongering. So whenever there's something good news put on your table and on your phone, and you read it, then you don't register, because you expect everything to be bad and fear mongering, and I'm just totally amazed how people react these days, that they will rather send out the disinformation in their thousands, massive, than actually sending out the truth. It's much better to accept lies than actually to acknowledge that you have been deceived, and you actually feel stupid, so you rather hide the truth than to actually tell people, sorry, okay, I've reacted on lies. We have our pride is too much of a value to us these days than admitting that we have been deceived. And this is now a typical situation. I've sent out wonderful, magnificent news this morning, and there's no reaction. People are just numb. And let me just go to the message that I've sent out that is so crucial for us at this point in time. Heading is LFN versus the system. AU to rule on South Africa's judiciary reformation, a turning point in history. People, the African Union, this coming weekend, Saturday and Sunday, on its summit, AU summit and on the assembly of heads of state and governments specifically, will make extremely important decisions that's going to affect the future of all South Africans, and if not the Africans as a unit. Let me just go further so that you understand what's going on. While a small group of Afrikaners marched to the USA Embassy this Saturday, begging Trump to wreck South Africa's economy, LFN is focused on real change. After 6 years of relentless battle, our international case, Jaco van Heerden and Liberty Fighters Network versus the Republic of South Africa, will be decided at the AU Summit on 15th to 16th February in Ethiopia. This case exposes human rights violations committed by South Africa's own constitutional court. Did that register with you? Do you understand what that says? That there's a decision that's going to be taken involving human rights violations by our constitutional court. The court that we thought was the protector of our constitution. There was this case that has been running. We've run this case for 6 years, since 2019. Before you even knew about us, we were running this case. And interestingly, there have been a lot of action in this, and the papers that have been exchanged between South Africa and us, very interesting information that came out there. But that was a process that was hidden, concealed from the media. The media have been informed about it. They were not, they kept quiet because their handlers didn't want for you to know this. And most probably the algorithm on this video, unless you assist by sending it, liking it, and also listening to it up till the end, so that the algorithm can actually capture that it's a video that has to be sent out in its thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, because not only all South Africans, but people all around Africa and the world have to know this. Let me just go further on about this. The African Commission on Human and People's Rights ruled on this case months ago, but its findings have remained confidential until now. This weekend, the AU Assembly will confirm the Commission's activity report and make its decision public. There's, in terms of Article 56 of the African Charter, once the commission has made a decision about the case, it must be kept confidential until the activity report of the commission is approved by the Assembly for Heads of States and Government of the AU at the following summit. So this is what's happening. So we sort of know what is going on, and we must just wait until the decision a confirmation is made, so that this can be made public. The full decision can go out, and another case. But that's not all. The AU will also confirm the admissibility of another case I am the legal counsel. Jacob Zuma versus the Republic of South Africa, challenging the Constitutional Court's unlawful imprisonment of the former president. People, I've made a lot of videos, and none of them have actually got the attention that he deserved. But I am Jacob Zuma's counsel with his complaint at the African Commission, and we've been running his case since the beginning, January 2022. And although the media has been informed about, and know, even the Constitutional Court, the Electoral Commission, everyone knew about this case, but they kept quiet. Everything surrounding this matter has been kept under the hoods, because you as the public, according to them, do not have the right to have that information and what has been going on in this case. Now, this Saturday and Sunday, the activity report of the admissibility that has taken place, the decision on whether he has got a prima facie case in order to proceed to the next stage to be adjudicated on the merits, have been made. And yeah, so that is going to be a very interesting document that's going to become public from once we get the go ahead. Then why this matters. The AU Assembly, Africa's highest policy-making body, comprising heads of state, will confirm these rulings, forcing urgent reforms in South Africa's judiciary, which has long favoured politicians and banks, while silencing the people. People, we've always said, and those of you who have actually followed us, that what is the Constitution worth if we cannot enforce our rights by having access to our courts? The courts have been a platform to protect politicians and the banks, because they always had the benefit of legal teams. We as the people, that's why we have encouraged self-representation, because we don't have the luxury to afford an expensive legal team. And unfortunately, because of legal practitioners being on, almost all of them, on the rolls of banks, they will protect the rights of their best clients, and not the people who's going to them to say that my home is going to be repossessed. Please assist me. It's my only roof over my head, and my children and my family. Please assist me. No, they have not protected you then, because they always concerned about protecting the banks. That's why the banks can do what they are doing. As I've said in my previous video, banks have been expropriating properties illegally for at least probably 50 years, and we have not made any waves about that. That is fine. But once this information is spread about the Expropriation Act, which I've said in my previous video is the total bull, that is promising, and that is being pursued. That is the reason why there's a toy going on this coming Saturday by this Afrikaner group. They want to see Trump, please. We want your assistance. You are our savior. No, we forgot about Jesus Christ as our savior, but we want you to be our next Messiah. That is effectively what they want. So let me go further. The time for reformation has come. For too long, South Africa's courts been a fortress for the elite and banks, making justice inaccessible to the people. Thousands of self-represented individuals have been ignored. LFN is changing that. Okay. The AU's 2025 theme, reparatory justice and racial healing. What a coincidence. While some Afrikaner groups toy for Trump's attention, LFN has been tackling the real issues for years. Yeah, people, like you've now seen, we've been running this before the African Union since 2019, this one case. So what have these other Afrikaner groups done? What did they do? How many court cases have they pursued? Because in order to get to the African Union, to be able to go there, you first have to exhaust your local remedies. So we had to start in the High Court, and we had to go on to the Supreme Court of Appeal, and from the Supreme Court of Appeal we had to go to the Constitutional Court, and then only after that we were able to proceed to the African Commission on Human People's Rights, which is an organ of the African Union. And then very much importantly, LFN stance, we take action. Then BBBEE has failed. Broad-based black economic empowerment. Sure, that's a big word, big phrase that has been happening all over, has failed. If we don't realize it, whether you're black or pink or green, it has failed. And not because the white people had to return them, or should have been, or their land had to be expropriated without compensation. No, because, as I say here, that it was never about empowerment, but a tool for looting and division, benefiting the elite while robbing opportunities from all South Africans. LFN is taking the fight to Pax Britannica and Pax Americana agendas against our people. Yes, people, if you have actually done the research why we are in the mess we are now in, you would have known that Pax Britannica and Pax Americana are key parcels of the problems we are currently having. So those of you who are running to Trump, to America, they have created many of the problems we currently have. And those of you who go to Britain and all their allies, they have also created a lot of problems in South Africa that we must deal with now. So we have to face Pax Britannica and Pax Americana in their faces now. That is what we are supposed to be doing. So LFN needs your support now more than ever. Yes. Then we go in and we say that people, we do not have secret benefactors who are putting millions into our pockets. We only survive from the voluntary donations from you as the people who are supporting us. So yes, we are in financial difficulty because there are so many organizations now who wants millions from you to pursue one court case, because they have to fund one attorney firm and the senior counsel and everything, which are costing them millions at the end of the day. That is a problem. But we who are not doing that, and when you go to those organizations and ask them, have you actually fight this case, then at the end of the day they have not. So or they're busy with thumb sucking, and they don't come to the point. So we are actually doing the work. We are the only organization in the world who has got several court cases challenging or protecting human rights that we are running. And we are pursuing those cases in the correct way. Some of them start in the magistrates court, go to the High Court, from the High Court to the Supreme Court of Appeal, or to a full court bench appeal. Then from there on it goes to the Supreme Court of Appeal. From the Supreme Court of Appeal we even try and do a reconsideration application at the SCA, and then we go to the Constitutional Court. And sometimes when we get an order, we even ask for a rescission application or a rescission order of the decision by the Constitutional Court. But we try and do everything according to the book until we reach the corridors of the African Union. So people, this is the good news that should be shared, that our judiciary are going to be reformed, has to be reformed after the decisions that's going to be taken by the AU this weekend. So instead of hoping that the toying in front of the US embassy will save you, rather pray for the decision makers at the African Union, that these decisions are confirmed, and that by Monday, from Monday onwards, we will have the right, once we receive the confirmation, we will have the right to circulate all these decisions taken by the African Commission. And that is going to have a massive impact. I guarantee you that it's going to have a massive impact on our entire judiciary. People, the proof you will find on our website, our official website, to ensure that we are not just thumb-sucking this. There might be some cases, I'm not sure whether the Jaco van Heerden case specifically might be there, but I believe it must be there under projects. Go through those documents and see what's going on there. Obviously, the decisions that we know of that has been taken are not there because it must be confirmed. But people, this is the news that you have to circulate. This is the good news. So forget about all the disinformation that's being spread and the intentional racial conflict that is being stirred amongst us South Africans. Forget about that. Let's focus as a nation on this, what's going to happen from now on. I will keep you updated. Please share this. And also subscribe to our channel. We've got a membership running. And yeah, ring the bell for information to be notified of our any changes to our channel. God bless until the next day.
Liberty Fighters Network.
Liberty Fighters Network.